One of my all-time favorite books on wealth creation offers a simple guidepost to follow on the road to success. In the 10 Pillars of Wealth, one of the most important pillars that author Alex Becker directs you to embrace is this approach. Focus solely on what gets you paid. His point is that it's easy to get sidetracked by over-researching and over-preparing and going on unprofitable fishing expeditions that lead to nowhere. In other words, if you can make money selling widgets, why the heck are you wasting so much time redesigning your website? And while I'll be forever grateful that 10 Pillars, along with a handful of other incredible books, helped transform me from kind of a loser and failed entrepreneur into a healthy, positive, optimistic, and profitable online content creator, it's that you gotta bend the rules just a little bit. Now, I do, for the most part, try to focus exclusively on what gets me paid, but I've also learned that taking a little risk here and there can go a long way in the content game. So let me tell you about an experiment I tried with my online writing recently and how it helped boost my online earnings 41% over the course of 1 month. Now, before we dig into exactly what I did to earn that boost, here's a look at what I earned in about 8 hours and 15 minutes of online writing in the month of April. Now, I've calculated it takes me about 45 minutes to write a post, and I wrote 11 posts that month, so thus the hours estimate of just over 8 hours. So here you can see my earnings online from April, and not terrible, but not overwhelmingly good either. Now, despite being one of the most read writers on Medium, I've literally never been boosted, so my earnings potential is quite limited. Now, having said that, $107 per hour for writing online is nothing to sneeze at. And when you throw in the currency conversion, I'm up to about $145 Canadian per hour writing on Medium. Now, let's take a gander at what I earned the following month. So, as you can see here, I had a percentage increase month over month of about 41% to US 1261, which is pretty good. So let me tell you how I pulled that off in this month in particular. So as I said, I know what gets me paid and I primarily focus on that type of work. But I do like to place little writing bets, I call them, here and there. So every once in a while, I'll publish something that I believe has potential, but that I also know could do a faceplant and earn me almost nothing. And believe me, most of my hot ideas do the latter. But when you roll the dice every once in a while, sometimes they come up sevens, and I actually Googled what a good dice roll is in crap, so apparently it's 7. Anyway, now I like to write about the stock market and the economy, but for the most part, those stories draw nothing but crickets on Medium. And while my YouTube channel is focused primarily on how to make money writing online, which is what gets me paid, I do occasionally experiment with stories about stock market investing because my posts also serve as video scripts. So the finance niche is massively profitable if you can establish yourself there. So that's why I keep taking cracks at that on YouTube, even though I haven't really gotten any traction on that. But back in May, I finally published an economy story that produced more than just sighs of depression from me over yet another failed bet. And it single-handedly boosted my earnings by almost half in May. So I'll show you here. Is the economy about to crash? McDonald's offers a clue. That was the title of the story. And as you can see here, it had a high read ratio at 73%. It got, at the time I put this piece together, 17,000 views. It's quite a bit higher than that now, and earned me close to $500 US. Now, I can't say for sure why this story worked and why others didn't, but I do have some ideas. Number one, it focused on the best-known restaurant brand in the world. Pretty much everyone has been to a McDonald's. Number two, the stock is popular among the retail crowd. People get a kick out of owning a piece of McDonald's. Number three, people are already mad about macroeconomic factors like inflation, and stories about $18 Big Macs already had people heated at McDonald's. People are more health conscious now than ever before, and ultra-processed food is increasingly seen as the enemy of a long-term life. And number five, I didn't realize this when I wrote the story, but the company is evidently also embroiled in an anti-Israel boycott. Now, all these factors seem to coalesce around one successful story, and obviously I'm happy that they did. My hourly wage for writing about a finance story I was super interested in anyway was about $593 and counting. Now, A warning before I go, it is possible to go overboard with this. So over the course of the following month, I tried to replicate that story every which way. I focused on breaking news. I focused on the intersection between the stock market and the consumer economy. I looked at beat up brands that people seem to be mad at, but nothing has produced anything close to what the McDonald's story did. In fact, the results mostly look like this huge failure that I wrote about Starbucks. You can see here it only got about 131 views and earned about $6. So not great. So if you find your fishing expedition is only yielding kind of old waterlogged tires, it might be time to pump the brakes and get back to your bread and butter for a little while, get your confidence back and make a little money. But I'll leave you with one more sneaky benefit to taking little risks like this. As much money as you can make producing a certain kind of content, writing can still occasionally be about having fun. So think of it like Google. Focus on what gets you paid, but set aside a bit of your time for big swings like this, because you never know when you might hit one out of the park. So let me know in the comments, have you written stories that you thought would fail but actually surprised you and took off? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you again soon.